All right, you guys, so in this training video, I would like for you to follow along on adding a closet into this, and then we're also going to put our doors and windows in. So if we look here, I'm going to go to 3D so you can see what we're looking at. I want to go ahead and put a closet along this wall. So I'm going to go back to my top. Now, I can select foundation if I want, or I can draw the new walls within 3D. So I'm going to stay here so you can see a trick. Sometimes when you switch levels, switch your floor plans, things don't show up the way that you expect them to show up as far as visibility. So oftentimes I'll build as much as I can in 3D and then just make sure everything's at the proper levels. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and click on wall, and I'm going to make it a generic 6-inch. And then I'm going to make sure that my base constraint, remember that's the bottom of the walls, is on foundation. And then the top constraint is up to top of walls level, which we can see there. So even though I'm in 3D, I can control exactly where I want these walls to be. So let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to go ahead and add a wall to close this off so I can put a closet. So I'm going to go ahead and just select the end point of both of where these walls meet. Now, immediately I should notice that they're not lining up. You can see that there's a little bit of a gap right here. So this is not what I want to have happen. So I'm going to hit escape once, and it's all having to do with this here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to change this to wall center line because since I'm on the middle of the other line, maybe that one will work. So let's try it. So I'm going to put myself here. Okay, so wall center line is not working, and let me tell you why. This wall is more narrow than the walls I used on the outside. So I need to either change all my exterior walls to a 6-inch or change the wall that I'm creating to an 8-inch. So I'm going to go ahead and hit escape once. And let's go ahead and change this to a generic 8 so that it matches my exterior walls. And I'm going to leave it on wall center line because I do want it on center with this particular wall. Now we should be able to identify that the wall is in the location that we want it to be. It's lined up with the other vertical wall underneath us. So I'm going to go ahead and come up to the middle here, hit cancel twice, and we can see that it actually made really nice corners. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need to put a door. I need to be able to get into here. So let's go ahead and come up to door. And everything that's preloaded is in here. So I'm going to hit down. Now I can see there's only a single flush. Now ideally, yes, this door is probably fine. I can just pick the size I want. But let me show you how to get to more doors. I'm going to go ahead and come up to Insert, Load Autodesk Family. And then I'm going to select Doors and Residential. And here's all of the different doors that you can choose from. So here is specifically an interior single panel door. There's one with a different design here, depending on which one you'd want. I'm not sure we have the space where I put the wall to do a double door. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this one and hit load. Now I'm going to allow it or ask it to load all of these different sizes so that they're there for my future. And I'm going to hit OK. All right. So now when I hit my down arrow, I can see that there are the different doors. So I'm going to go ahead and hit here, and I can see that it's not showing for me to input the door. So I'm going to go ahead and back out, hit escape a few times on my keyboard, go to my foundation, come back up to doors. I believe if I had gone to 3D, it would have let me do it where I wasn't just looking straight down. So let me go ahead and give that a shot. I'm going to go back to 3D, and I'm going to put myself at an angle where I can see where I'd want to put that. Now let's come up to door again. See, now it's letting me actually put the door in there. So I'm going to go ahead and select here, hit escape, and then as I rotate around, we can see that it did line it up on the bottom. Now, if you want to position it differently on this wall, you can do that. I would just go to top view. And then if you come down to your little white cube down here, you can do wireframe. And you can see where it's located. So then you might be able to get it lined up better. Or we could go ahead and rotate so we're looking at it this way. And if I select the door, I can use the arrows on my keyboard if I'm wanting it more centered, anything like that. So let's go back to our view here. And I'm going to get rid of the wireframe so we're not looking through everything, make it cleaner. There we go. So there's a door. Okay, so let me show you Windows, which is basically the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and start off by coming up to Insert, Load Family, Load Autodesk Family. And I'm going to go back to All Results, and then scroll down here to Windows. And there's a variety of different windows that we can choose from. Let's get down into here. So there's skylights you can use. So I'm going to go ahead and go with, let's go with the window bay easement or casement and a single awning. Let's hit load. Okay. We should get one more, I believe. Oh, for the casement we were not. Okay, now let's come back up here to architecture and do window. And I want to go ahead and put that window here. And then I'm going to switch. There's a few windows we can see that were already in here. So let's go ahead and do a double hung window. And then it's asking where do I want to put it. Let's put one here. And I want it to be lined up with the other one. So that's that blue dash line. And then cancel twice to stop putting more in. There we go. I want to go ahead and put an entrance door right between here. So I'm going to go back up to door. And I don't see a nice large door. So let's go ahead and go back to insert. I want to do a double door. And do all results. Let's go back to doors and residential. And then let's do, I'm going to do this and this. Okay. 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 So I'm going to click here and I'm going to do that big double. And since I already have windows here, I'm going to actually put this here. And then I'm going to switch to those side ones. And let's put one here and one here. That looks real nice. Let's do left. I want to make sure that they seem to be evenly spaced, which they do not. So I'm just going to select it and use my arrows. There we go. And let's see what it looks like. Looks great. So we added another wall. We went ahead and put windows in. And then we also did our doors. So go ahead and make sure that you've got those similar to mine, and we're done for this video.